everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Jessica and today is another Franken Friday. I'm going to be Frankening two things that I have currently in projects. The first one is this really old blush from Clinique. It is the Beyond Blusher in Full Bloom. This one, as you can see, it has cracked. I'm going to try and get that out of there. So I want to repress this. I want to refresh it so that it is not as dry and crumbly as it used to be, and I am going to ever so slightly Franken this one. Next, I am going to work on this eyeshadow. This is like a love-hate relationship with this eyeshadow. I had two eyeshadows in here. It was like split pan, and one side was a white gold, which I loved and I used up, and the other side was what I call a dead purple. It's a very gray-based purple. I have Frankened it. It's not horrible, but it kind of looks like a bruise. And while I do use it periodically, it's not a favorite, and I want to get it used up and I want to love it. So I'm going to attempt to Franken this a little bit. Even though it's been Frankened, it's going to be re-Frankened, and see if I can make a shade that I'm actually going to be happy to use. I'm going to go ahead and start with the blush. Let's get this one out of the way. I'm going to just scrape it all into my bowl, break it down, and then I'm going to add a few things into it. Okay, I have that all broken up. I did add in a little bit of an eyeshadow. This is the Essence Coral Me Maybe, and I think it is Just Met You is the shade. It was that light matte orange here. It was very light, and I did want to lighten this ever so slightly and warm it up just a tiny bit without it being orange. So I think I have accomplished that, which is a good thing. And I got it all mixed up, and I think I really do like this color now. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add some alcohol in, but then I'm also going to add a few drops of pure jojoba oil. Because the original blush was cracking and dry, the jojoba oil will help refresh it. It works not only as a binder, but it helps to refresh and give you better pigmentation on products that have gone too dry. So I'm going to add just a few drops of this in with the alcohol before I mix it up. That looks a lot better, I think. And with the added jojoba oil, that should keep it from breaking up and crumbling all over the place. So hopefully that will work for me now. So I'm going to let that dry. There is a little bit in here. It should be mostly dry because the alcohol will dry out of that quickly. Let's see if we can get a swatch. There it is. That is what the blush looks like. I probably should have swatched before I Frankened it, but it is very close to what it originally was. It is just slightly warmer and maybe not quite as bold, which is nice because it was a little bit dark, but I do think that is going to be very nice to work with now. Let's get to work on this, what I call zombie purple. Like I said, it was a dead looking purple before. It has been rejuvenated and refreshed, but it's still kind of dead. So I jokingly, when I was talking with Dana, called it a zombie purple, and we're going to see if we can make it a little less undead looking. All right, I'm only going to do a small portion of this. Like I said, originally it was a half and half pan, and I didn't love the Franken that I made out of this, so I'm only going to do a small portion of it, see how it turns out, so I'm not committing myself to an even uglier eyeshadow, having a lot more bulk. So we'll see if this turns out. If it works out, I will have more of this to Franken with what I am hoping to Franken this with. So I'm just going to crush this up a little bit more, and then I'm going to add a little bit of highlighter into this one. The infamous Majesty palette, the one that I did not order, but I got stuck with anyway. I'm going to flip it real quick so you don't get blinded by the mirror. There we go. That is what she's looking like. I'm supposed to be trying to hit pan on all of these, but I have been slacking. So I decided I'm going to use a little bit of this pink. I'm not going to take it all the way down to the pan, just enough to adjust the shade and see if it works a little bit better. I honestly don't know if that has done enough. I'm going to add the alcohol in it because sometimes the formulas do change slightly when you add alcohol to them, and some become more prominent than others. So I'm going to add that little bit of alcohol in here and see which way it leans. Is it any better? I don't know. It's not quite as dark. I might be able to use that on my lids. I'm not sure. You guys have to let me know what you think. But of course, I have to make a decision before this video is up, so I won't get your thoughts until afterwards. I think I'm going to add just a touch more of the pink. Maybe lighten it up, give it a little bit better shimmer. And who knows, maybe I can wear this with that. Maybe it will coordinate a little bit. I'm not sure. We'll have to see how this turns out. Worst case scenario, it's not as dead looking. All right, let's add a little bit more alcohol in here and see what happens. It definitely has more shimmer factor now. I don't know that it changed the color a ton, but it did give it a little bit more impact. So I think I could probably use that on my lid. So I'm going to go ahead and go with that. I'm just going to press it into this side of the pan and see if maybe they will work together. That would be ideal. This one might be a little too cool for it, but we'll give it a try. And there it is. Not the prettiest split pan ever, but hopefully it will work. I will be having this in one of my upcoming makeup baskets because I will want to get some work in on this. We'll just have to see how these play together. They don't look drastically different in the pan, but having swatched this one, the new Franken, and then having this one right next to it, you can definitely see there is a difference, significant difference in the shine as well as the color, the tone, all of it is very different. So hopefully once this is dry, I'll be able to use it on my eyes and I will determine whether or not this Franken can stay as is or if it needs to be refrankened. So we will let you know on that one. So that is my Franken Friday. I have this blush. Again, I will swatch this for you guys once they are dry, but that is everything for this refresh slash Franken. And you'll know, you guys know that I am very honest about my opinions on things, if they need to be refrankened, if I like what I've done or what I haven't done, and I am not afraid to refranken. So that is everything for this Franken Friday. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And until I see you on my next video, have a beautiful day.